Do you like money? And do you like playing games? Well, if you like playing games and you like money, you've come to the right place because I'm Professor Capko. And in today's video, it's going to be a little bit something different. I'm going to show you a little game that I love playing with money. And the beautiful thing is, unlike a lot of games that cost money, this one actually saves you money. Yes, that's right. It saves you money. You're wondering, Professor Capco, how can that be? Well, I'm going to show you. But first, I want to say something wonderful is about to happen for you, so be on the lookout for it. And now, back to the video. As I don't know if I've mentioned before, I'm pretty sure I have, but maybe you're not aware, I love cash. How about you? Cash is one of my favorite things. I really like it. Not just having a lot of it, that would be great, but just the idea of cash, the idea of there's so many benefits to it, the handiness of it, and the fact that it's just a beautiful thing and to behold. I mean, there's art in it. There's obviously value, although the value is going down, and I discuss that in other videos. But the fact that there's anonymity in using it, and also there's a psychology as well. If you are spending cash, you're less likely to spend as much as you would if you're just using tap with your phone or something like that, because it doesn't seem as real. But if you're actually handing someone your cash, it definitely has a psychological impact on you, and you'll be less likely to hand over too much. So this game is sort of based on using cash for things, and you might find yourself using more cash instead of other things to play it. So this is how you play it. So I use dollar bills is what I use. And so anytime I get some change that's in the form of dollar, and in something like this, maybe I've got a little stack here of them that I've been saving up. What I do is I select a two-digit number that has meaning to me. So you could select one that has meaning to you. Let's say for purposes of this example, and this is not the number that I use, but it's one that you could use. Let's say you used the digits 16. Let's say you maybe that's the year you got married in 2016. And so 16 has a meaning to you. It could be the two-digit birth year. It could be two-digit year that your child was born. It could be the year you graduated. It could be whatever you choose what your two-digit number is. In this case, for our example, let's go with 16. Let's pretend that that is a important two-digit number for us. It doesn't have to be a year. That's how I use it. I might use a year, a two-digit year, but maybe 16 is just a lucky number for you in this example. For whatever reason you've chosen a two-digit number, it's pretty important to be a two-digit number because I think that works best for this. So anytime I get some singles back in change, I then inspect it. And I'm looking at the serial number. And if you're not familiar, the serial number is written right across here. And so you know there's a duplicate of it here. So you can look at either place. And obviously there's some letters as well. But what I'm looking for is 16. Not just a 1 and a 6 somewhere in there. I'm looking for a 1 next to a 6 in that order. So let's look together. So in this case, I don't see any 16s, so I go ahead and put that aside. Um, Here again, I don't see any 16s, so I move on to the next one. I'm looking here, look at that. I see a 1 and a 6. That is what I'm looking for, and because I see a 16 in this bill, that is a keeper. I keep that bill. I'm going to save it, and I'll show you what I do with that. So I put that aside. So then I go on with the rest. I'm looking here. I don't see a 16, so I'm moving on. Thank you for that thumbs up. It really helps grow the channel. We do a lot of fun stuff on here, a lot of learning, a lot of talking about things that are happening in the world and money and economics and accounting and ways of learning. We do some business law, a lot of different things in this channel, including fun stuff like this. I don't see a 16 on this one. Have you played a game like this before? If you have, put it in the comments. Let us know how your game works. No 16s in this one, so I keep going to the next one. Let me know if you see a 16. I don't, so I'm going to keep going. And you don't see them too often. Whatever two-digit number, you don't necessarily see it often. That's why the two-digit number works, because they don't come up that often, but they come up often enough. If it was a three-digit number, then it would take statistically longer to get three digits together. Look at that. I see a 16 there, so I put that aside. That is a keeper. Moving on, no 16 there. And here, look at that, a 16 again. So we got three of them out of the stack. So I'm going to take the rest of the stack and go ahead and double my money by folding it in half. And I'm going to put that back into my wallet. But I've got these three that these are winners. These are the keepers. So there's this one's a 16, this one's a 16, and this one is a 16 as well. So that's three out of that stack. And what I do is then I get myself just a regular envelope and a marker, and I write 16s on it. And that's so I know that's what this envelope is for. And sometimes I'll put the date that I started just for fun. And this one, today's the 20th. So I'll just put the date on there. I put the year too, but I'm not going to do that here because I don't want to date this video too much. So then I take my winners, my keepers, and I stick them in the envelope. And then I don't seal the envelope. I just close it so they don't fall out. And then I know this is where I put them. For me, I like to keep track of them. So on the back, I'll just write down that I put in 3, and I'll put the date. This part is not necessary, but this part is what I'll do. And then as I get more, I'll add them. And then I kind of have a running total of how many I have in the envelope, and they'll add up. And what I'll do is when I wind up with $50 in an envelope, then I seal it. I go, okay, that's a $50 envelope. I'll seal it and I'll start a new envelope. And usually I'll put the date that I ended that so I know how long it took me. That's, again, that part's not necessary. I just love information like that. I'm like, oh man, it took me X number of months to do that. And from time to time, I'll double count them. I'll count them just to make sure that my count is right. But again, that part's not necessary. You can do what you want with them. The point is that if you see a two-digit number that's significant for you, pull those dollars aside and save them. Then ultimately, one of the things you could do with it is you could take that money and either put it in the bank, which is good. You could put it in some investments. You could, go out to dinner with it. Whatever you want to do with it. One of my favorite things to do with it, of course, is, me, I'd like to buy some silver with it. But that's entirely up to you what you want to do with it. Now, sometimes you get really into the game and you start asking for your change in singles. So maybe your change is $10 and the clerk is about to hand you a $10 bill and you say, no, 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 I want 10 singles because you're so into the game, you're going to start doing that. And I'm telling you, this doesn't seem like anything right now, but you will get bitten by the bug and you'll just love seeing those uh, bills stack up. You'll start stacking those dollar bills, and you'll fill those envelopes faster than you imagine. You'll start paying for more things in cash just because you want to play the game. And I've got some other things you can do with saving cash as well, and I'll put them in some other videos. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you can see those other videos on it. But yes, so save your money. And if you really want to save faster, you could either A, put in, have two different digits you're looking for. So maybe it's your date of your, maybe you've got two children. Maybe it's a two-digit birth date for both children. And then you start saving those. Maybe you put those envelopes aside for those particular children. And when they become 18, you go, hey, here's some money I've saved for you over the years. That would be one way to do it. Or, if you're really a baller, you can instead of using singles, you can use $5 bills. They've got digits on there too. They've got the serial number as well. But that's entirely up to you how you want to play the game. I've showed you the rules. You make the rules whatever you want. This is just fun. Let me know if you do it and if you've done anything like this. And if you do enjoy it, put it down in the comments. And I love to see everyone having fun with this and saving money for future fun. So, but stay tuned. As I said, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Now go make it an awesome day. Thank you.